Hi, I want to share with you today three very short and, in my view, lovely Hasidic midrashim on the first pasuk in the first verse in this week's parsha, Parshat Noach. They're Hasidic because they were said by Hasidic Rebbeim, but in my view, in terms of their literary quality, they're direct continuation of a wonderful tradition that goes back at least as to Philo of Alexandria, maybe earlier, and was done very well by Jews all over, particularly in Yemen, but also in Europe and the Middle East and North Africa. So it's in terms of the hermeneutics, the way the certain features of the biblical verse are exploited and mined for more and more gems. It's a direct continuation. So the first pasuk in our parsha reads, "Ela toldot Noach ish tzadik tamim haya b'dorotav, et Elohim hitalech Noach." The word Noach, the name Noach, appears twice at the very beginning consecutively, and a total of 3 times in this pasuk, and that's the rationale or the behind the midrashim. The first one simply looks at the first 4 words, "Ela toldot Noach, Noach," which is a perfectly correct sentence in Hebrew. "Ela toldot Noach, Noach." The toldot, the products of Noach, are Noach, and this what the Drush says is that Noach comes, of course, comes from the word nochut, nochiut, menucha, meaning things like congeniality, being at peace with oneself and with one's neighbors, and this Drush takes its cue from a famous saying of Chazal, "Kol sheruach habriot nocha mimenu, ruach hamakom nocha mimenu." Anyone who is very well accepted among the people, he has no enemies, no one has anything bad to say about him, this is a sign that Kadosh Baruch Hu, that he's in good shape with regard to Kadosh Baruch Hu. And this is Eila Toldot Noach, Noach, that is the product of being Noach, the result of being Noach al Briot, of being someone who's very easy to get along with and doesn't cause problems or get into any disputes or any other unpleasant situations with people, will produce a situation in which he's in very good shape with the Kadosh Baruch Hu, Ruach HaMakom Nocham Himenu. The other 2 midrashim, the other 2 drashot, play on the 3 occurrences of the word Noach in the pasuk. The first one says that there are 3. The name Noach appears 3 times, and Noach lived through 3 very episodic periods in world history. He lived first. He was born into a world that was inhabited with some sort of civilization or beginnings of civilization. Then he saw the world being destroyed in the flood. Then he lived to see the world rebuilt and civilization restored. Similarly, Daniel saw the first Beit HaMikdash while it still stood. He was alive, witnessed the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, but he also lived to see the temple restored, to see the second Beit HaMikdash standing. And Job, saw his family and his wealth when they were flourishing. Then he witnessed their destruction. But then once again, he also lived to see his family and wealth restored. So these are 3 people who went through 3 periods of up, down, and up, of prosperity or glory or whatever, and then seeing it released, and then seeing it restored. And this, according to this midrash, accounts for their being mentioned together in a pasuk in Yechezkel. Yechezkel, Perak Yudalid, pasuk Dalid, Ezekiel 14:4. The prophet says, "Vayu shloshet ha'anashim ha'ela betocha, Noach, Daniel, v'Iyov, Hema b'tzidkatam yinatzlu nafsham num Hashem Elokim." And it's why of all biblical characters are these three people mentioned together? They come from so many such different situations. Noach from the book of Breshit, Daniel, a separate book that's in Golut Bavel, and Eov, no one knows when he lived or whatever, or if it actually was a real person by that name. And here the prophet Yechezkel mentions them together. So this midrash on the strength of Noach's name being mentioned 3 times in this pasuk says what they have in common, and which testifies to their tzidkatam, to their being righteous, was their having lived through each in its own context, in its own life, these 3 periods of prosperity or glory or whatever, and then seeing it erased, and then seeing it rebuilt. Finally, the third midrash has to do with the word Noach, meaning congenial, easygoing. The Chazal, in describing what the philosophers call, virtues and vices, these ethical traits that we judge as being good or best or bad or worst, give a series of 4 grades with regard particularly to anger. Some people are easily angered, but then it's easier to calm them down. Some people are hard to get angry, but once you get them angry, it's very hard to calm them down. But according to Chazal, tzaddikim, the righteous people, their behavior is characterized by kashelichos v'noach leratzot. It's very hard to get them angry, but if you do get them angry, they're easy to pacify, they're easy to reconcile, they're easy to calm down. And so their anger, which they very rarely fall into that trap, is fleeting and is easily removed. And this they tie into the 3 occurrences of the word Noach in the pasuk, because it's tzaddik, someone who is, as I said, is hard to anger and easily pacified, will be Noach b'da'ato, Noach b'diburo, v'Noach b'malacho. Noach b'da'ato, da'at, I think, meaning almost like as the Rambam called his ethical section of Mishnah Torah, Hilchot Deot, all of his character traits are congenial, easygoing, no extremities, no flying off on tangents. Noach b'diburo, someone whose speech, whose way of talking, of conversing, of communicating, is calm, pleasant, polite, not angry, not indicating or communicating or broadcasting anger, easy to talk to. And Noach Malacho, his entire demeanor, the whole way he conducts himself in his life, is one of congeniality, of easy going, not in the sense of not caring about things as you might think, but being congenial, not getting upset about nonsense, which is what we tend to do all too often. So let me leave you with these 3 drashot and wish you all a good Shabbos. Thank you very much for listening.